All right, welcome back everybody. So I just got home from work and we'll do a quick little building update as well as a garden tour, and we're going to cut a few new vegetables that we've never cut before. So let's take a look. All right, so it doesn't look like a whole lot of progress went on today. When I first pulled up, I was kind of disappointed. Then I got to thinking about what all these guys really had to do today. So what they've done is they've cut all the posts off nice and level. And you got to remember, all these posts were braced with a bunch of 2x6 timber out here, so they could pour the concrete and keep everything nice and level. So they had to remove all that, cut these posts, and then they started hanging some trusses today. So nothing too exciting, but it kind of gives you an idea of the size inside the 30 by building right here. And looking up at these trusses, I really like how they look. I can tell they are very, very beefy. Especially compared to the last ones I had, and the bracing across the middle just looks so much more heavy duty. That's actually where my last trusses failed whenever they hit the ground, is where that kind of center brace goes across where it was welded to. That's just where every single one seemed to fail whenever it hit the ground, was kind of that welded point. So this is much thicker steel. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like I said, this kind of gives you a general idea here. I think tomorrow it's going to look like a lot more progress. Now they got all the posts cut. I know that's not easy, getting up there, getting a line pulled, cutting all those off. Tomorrow I should have all the trusses up, and it should look really, really good. All right, so let's head on out to the garden. Like I said, we've got some new vegetables and a few other things to cut today. So we'll make a pit stop at the corn. You can tell we have been getting 90 some odd degree days. So every day I come out and it's wilted. No matter how much I water it, it's just getting so hot. So you can see we've just now got corn cobs everywhere, tossing out on every single size stalk, and even starting to change some colors on me. But look how quick these are filling out. I mean, it was just the other day I was showing you basically just the little tops coming out like this, and now there's actual corn cobs there. I have never seen corn grow so quick in my life, but with these hot days, I'm having to water once a day. I'm just seeing too much stuff wilt up like I'm seeing here. But look, corn everywhere. So 3 years on that guy, I'm liking what I'm seeing. While we're right here, we'll go ahead and take a quick look at all the peppers. I've done picked a few. I've got bell peppers in there, Cubanelle peppers or Cuban peppers, whatever you want to call them. These are green bell peppers, I do believe. Yeah, they're just starting to put baby bells on. Over here, I've got jalapenos starting to put on. I don't think I've showed y'all those yet. Look in there. They're growing real fast. Those were just babies yesterday. This plant's loaded down with jalapenos. This right here is some more of those Cubanelles. It's starting to load up a lot. I am getting some brown spots on a lot of them though, and reading online, it says either high nitrogen, which I have, can do that, or allowing things to dry out and then wetting them heavy. So maybe my watering's doing that. Okra's doing awesome. We'll look at that in a second because we're actually going to cut our first okra today. I do believe we should have some in there that's ready. Well, you know what, maybe not. Might have to wait one more day. Let's look over here. Oh no, we're cutting some today. Look in there. That one has a big pod on it. Another pod putting on. Another one over there. So looks like the okra is starting to do excellent. Actually, look down in there. So I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time out here each day looking through here. That's the only bad thing about having this so thick. It's I'm gonna have to really spend my time looking at each plant, looking for okra pods and out there putting on. But that's a good problem to have, because I'm gonna wind up with a lot of okra, it looks like. Here's the other awesome thing. These beans are putting on so fast, it's crazy. I didn't wind up with but just a few bean plants, but I'm shocked at how quick these beans are growing. Look at all this. I just picked these and there's already a pile more to pick. So these few little plants are putting them on like crazy. Have more bean plants over there that are putting on. And we're gonna do something with the cantaloupes here that a subscriber named Harry's been talking to me about. Been trying to get these to grow on a trellis, and I even wove some in. They would just fall off. They wouldn't grow like I was expecting. You know, normally cucumbers or beans, they'll grow up stuff that you don't want them to, but these cantaloupes are struggling. However, I do see a couple finally growing now. But we're gonna go ahead and weave some of these in today if we can get some of these vines out without breaking them. Look in here, those cantaloupes. I see cantaloupes everywhere, but look at this guy right here. Look at there. I am loading, I mean absolutely loading up with cantaloupes everywhere. Back when I used to do in the ground gardening, if you had just a couple cantaloupes on one set of vines, you were doing good. This set of vine is putting on cantaloupes everywhere. So again, so the awesome compost. Look at this. Cantaloupe, cantaloupe, everywhere I look. Even got some little grapes over here on our little grapevine. I'm still blown away at the fact that some of this short corn has one, two, well, let's see, that was one, yeah, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 ears of corn. That's just crazy. Like I said, look at these bean plants. Starting to load up with beans too. So a lot going on. The only good thing about coming out here during the day, when your squash is kind of wilted like this, you can look in it so easy. Look at there. Look at that. Look in there. Look at there. Wow, we got a lot to pick. Let's get started. All right, don't laugh at me. I cut one piece of okra, my first piece. I typically let them get a little longer than this, but it's gonna be a full 24 hours before I'm home again to cut. And these grow so fast, it'll be so long. I'd much rather get them smaller than I would long, because there's a certain point where they just turn rock hard. And if you push your luck, you just don't get them. Now the good thing is I see little pods about this size everywhere. So by tomorrow, I'll be cutting several more. The day after, it's on, and I'll be cutting okra until I just can't stand it no more. Okra is like squash. Literally, you can come out here in the morning. If it was not quite ready, you come back out a few hours later, and it grows so fast. So everything's looking nice and healthy. At the moment, I'm glad I didn't thin it out anymore, even though this looks really thick. It looks good. Like I said, there's okra pods everywhere, so pretty excited about this. We love okra. So I'm starting to get loads of beans every couple of days now off of each plant. And I know this doesn't look like a lot, but these actually freeze quite well. So we'll go ahead and pop the ends off, freeze them, and vacuum seal them, and then we can enjoy them later. But that's a good little handful off of one plant, and it's putting more and more on every day. So I'm gonna work through the rest of these, and we'll have a good little meal here before I know it. I mean, that one little plant just gave me another handful, so if I can keep getting a handful off each plant, we're good. And if there's one thing I think I know about beans, if you don't pick them, they won't produce much. If you keep picking them, they'll keep producing. For a while, at least. All right, so I have a loyal viewer named Mr. Harry who watches the channel religiously, and I appreciate that so much. Thank you, Mr. Harry. And he said, hey, I was watching the other day and I noticed that they're not growing up the trellis, and he's the one that suggested I try that a while back. He's like, you need to hand weave some in. Well, I have tried that once back several days ago when they were much shorter. They just wouldn't grasp on, but I'm starting to see now a lot of them are. But I'm gonna go ahead and hand weave a few in that I think I can get without damaging, and see if we can get them to grow up the side, because like he said and a couple other people said, cantaloupes seem to grow better on a trellis, possibly. In my mind, it seems like they'd pull off the vine, but hey, there's one way to find out. I've already got them growing everywhere else, so now we can compare ones growing on the ground to ones on the trellis. All right, so I've probably waited a bit long to do this, but I do have quite a few weaved going into the trellis. So we'll see how this works out. Hopefully over the next day or two, they've kind of grabbed a hold of it, doing their thing. I forgot to show off these beautiful potatoes, so we're about to wrap this video up, but look at this. I mean, these are wilted from the hot sun, but they're huge. Just, they've done exceptionally well. I'd imagine at some point they'll start turning, and like I said, I'll let them die completely off and just hit the ground before I will start digging them up. That's just the way I've always done new potatoes. But I mean, look how tall these things are. They're just so filled out and beautiful. Remember, there used to be bare spots right there. Oh no, not no more. So they're doing exceptionally well. I'm very happy with them. However, look at there. Mr. Grasshopper has been helping me out, and I've been catching a few of them in here. So I need to get out here and dust this. So I need to water. This is the only time of day that I have now. And heck, I guess I need to tell y'all something. So I kind of forgot to make a little bit of an announcement. For the last 10 years of my life, I have worked shift work. All kinds of rotating shift work, several different shifts, to where a little bit of days, a little bit of nights. And here recently I worked nothing but nights. Now I've been moved back to day shift. So I've got to figure all that out. That means there's probably gonna be a little less time for YouTube, a little less time for chores. So I've got to figure out how to stay up late in the afternoon to work till dark, knock these chores out, and still have a little bit of fun on the weekend and knock other chores out. So it'll be a little bit of a transition. We'll get it figured out. My quality of life should improve, no doubt. I haven't slept in my bed at nighttime, you know, consecutively, like I said, in 10 years. So it's going to be good for me and Tiffany to see each other more. It's going to be good for my sleep pattern. It may be a little off for YouTube, but hey, that's the way it goes. Otherwise, you may not see a break in it. So it's just something new for me to figure out. So I'm probably going to wrap this video up me watering, and I think I'm going to try something I've never tried before. Even though these squash and zucchini aren't wilted bad, they perk up so quick whenever you water them. It's crazy. So I might do a little time lapse with some music here, hit them with water, and just let you see how quick they pick themselves up, because before I get done watering the rest of the garden, they'll already have picked themselves up.